So as a part of that, further we will be understanding the VPN, how the VPN segmentation is done. So if you look here into the VPN segmentation is done in a way that the any of the transport which is coming will be a part of VPN 0. That what we call it a transport VPN. So VPN 0 is always a transport VPN. So when anyone is saying that VPN 0, you will say it is a transport VPN or underlay VPN, right? Uh, and this further device is being splitted into the management VPN, which is a 512, which is again the out of band VPN. So in case of you have the physical device, you will see the management interface, but into the this one we are using a virtual device. So what is that? There is a ETH1 is the default interface which is mapped, or ETH0 depending on the device type is mapped into the VPN 512, which is again this VPN will not be able to advertise a route on the one side to the other side. This would be a local to the device. So it's kind of the out of band interface VPN, right? Then there is a something called a service VPN. So service and again these interface can be anything. Either the G0/0 can jump into the service VPN, and the other can G0/5 can jump into the transport VPN. But this is how we plan that first few interface we keep it for the transport, last few interface we keep it for a service VPN. And service VPN is nothing more than it's just the VPN which, or the VRF, which is basically serving your customer routing, right? So what it is doing is that your traffic is basically segregated on every device in three components. One is the service VPN, other one is the transport VPN, right? And then third one is the management VPN, right? So what exactly is happening over this is that when you are, and here your LAN is connected, so you are running OSPF, BGP, whatever, and these are the two protocol which are supported as of now, plus static routing as of now by the service VPN, right? So what the you can have any number of the service VPN, but as much as you will have, you will add the complexity, and that's where you need to understand, right? But usually you will be maximum go with the 3 4 VPN or 5, right? Not more than that. So service VPN, what the service VPN is doing, it is, give me 1 second. So I'm back. So what I was saying is that the your traffic which is coming here, the routing which is inside the VPN, service VPN, will not be seen by transport VPN. Similarly, the routing within the transport VPN will not be seen into the service VPN. Now, service VPN will be routed over this transport to the remote side, and that's how your remote side will reach to the one location to the other location, right? Any question on a VPN segmentation?
Sorry, can you repeat the last point?
Sorry?
The last point, can you repeat it?
So yeah, so what I'm saying is that the service VPN is basically, taking the route from your one customer A side to the customer B side, and at the end of day, your transport is, I mean, VPN 0 is being used to build the connectivity from the A end to the B end from the underlay perspective. So when I say the underlay perspective, is that from this VPN to this VPN, but top of that, this fabric is running to make the reachability from the A end to the B end, right?
Okay. The service VPN, so whatever the traffic is coming from the LAN, and then that traffic will be how that reachability from VPN service VPN to transport VPN. So
Okay, so how it happen is that it same like the if you know the DMVPN or if you know the IPsec, what exactly is happening is that your traffic is being encapsulated over the underlay, because at the end of the day your service VPN is the private routing, right? Your private routing is not reachable on the internet, right? So
yeah.
what it is doing, it is building up the tunnel from here, right? I mean, I would say, uh, give me a second. So what it is doing, it is building up the tunnel here, right? And these tunnel are being built up with the source IP address, this guy, right? And being forwarded to the, I mean, same the other end, like build the same V tunnel. And now once this tunnel is being built up, what this VPN is doing, using this tunnel, it is sending the traffic to the other end. So when the traffic is being sent from the one side to the other side, it is being encapsulated. Either it is being sent on the MPLS or internet. Both of these are treated as an the transport. So when you will see any of the traffic, you will do the capture on somewhere in the MPLS or anywhere in the internet. Your traffic will be seen by the IP address which are configured, because they are using the transport, which is, I mean, they are using the tunnels which are sourced from this IP address, right?
Okay, got it. Default, the service VPN, we are pointing default route to transport VPN.
Right,
The
right,
routing can be taken care in the transport VPN.
right. But if you will see any routing, either the transport VPN routing into the service VPN, you cannot see. Similarly, you cannot see the service VPN route into the transport VPN. That's the segmentation, right?
Forward and reverse route is handled by transport VPN, right? Also.
Right. Every, I mean, from the underlay perspective, transport will work, but from the overlay perspective, your service VPN will work, right? So when I say the overlay, is that something within the tunnels. So we build up the multiple tunnel from the A end to the B end, and how these tunnels are being built up by utilizing your transport VPN routing and transport VPN interfaces IP addresses. But once these tunnels are being built up, now I'm putting the traffic on top of that, same like IPsec, right? So I'm doing the IPsec, and on the IPsec, I'm putting my traffic and saying that, okay, now my traffic is being encapsulated within those IPsec, so no one can see the traffic within, when he is trying to see from the A end to the B end, right? And how the forwarding is being done, that we will talk in detail once we will be doing a lab, right? But if you will see from the perspective that how the segmentation is being done and what are the VPNs are in place to play the role, these are the major component, right? And you can have a number of the service VPN depending on the your design and the possible complexity of your network. And again, service VPN, let's say if I say I have two service VPN, like the service VPN 1 and service VPN 2. These are not, these are again segmented. They are segregated totally. At the end of the day, they are using a same transport VPN, but when it comes on seeing the routing, they cannot see the routing to each other.
That means service VPN 1 and 2 cannot communicate each other.
Right. Service VPN cannot communicate to each other. They are fully segmented. Right. Same like if you have a two VRF, those two VRF cannot talk to each other.
Oh, okay.
Until unless, I mean, you don't get into those kind of the details, right? Similarly here, same like the your default routing is doing everything, and then your VRF is just is doing the customer based routing, right? But global routing is doing the reachability from the AN to the BN, right?
So in service VPN, we can only see what are the like we generally see the tunnel source destination and tunnel uptime etc. Right? So the same thing
Right.
will be shown in the service VPN, right?
Into the service VPN, we will be able to see the customer route. Let's say for an
Customer, yeah.
example, let's say from here at the A side, let's say this is my A side, and here this side I have a B side, okay, which is connected behind the MPLS, same like a similar setup. And this is what I'm talking about. This is a one box, right? One VH, right? One router. So what exactly is happening? Your traffic is being, coming here, and it is being segregated. So if there is a subnet called, let's say 10.x.x, and if I want to see how to reach to the x.x, I would be able to see here into this VPN, right? Instead of the transport VPN.
Okay. It means that
So customer to customer routing, one VRF to the,
VRF to VRF.
VRF at the same VRF to VRF, right?
Okay. And in the transport VPN, we can see the global routing table.
Right. Into the transport VPN, we can see the global routing, which is just to make the reachability from the this
P to
VS
P
IP address, right, and this IP address, right. Similarly here the box in case of this, right.
Correct.
I have another question here. So directly a gateway can be pointed to transport VPN. So why we need service VPN?
So if I look, the biggest point is that we are going to use the internet transport, right? And second thing is that if similarly if we are going to use the MPLS service provider, what is the one of the challenge I mentioned you when I was discussing the challenge with the MPLS and the DMVPN and all those stuff with the legacy stuff is that we are dependent on the service provider. Now service provider is taking care of my routing. So if I put everything in my transport VPN, in case of it is internet, I need to net all my traffic on the the public IP address, then let it go, right? That is not the good solution to net all the traffic and send it on the internet, and there is no security on it, right? Similarly, if I will put the into the transport routing, what is I'm going to do is that I'm going to send my routing towards to the service provider, and service provider is going to interfere into it, right? I have to dependent to make any changes into the advertising or influencing traffic. That's what the SD-WAN is not made for. SD-WAN is made for making you fully independent. So what I'm doing is that I'm not dependent on the service provider, that what I'm routing. Indeed, service provider will not never see my routing, what kind of the routing I'm doing, how many VPNs I'm running, what are the subnets I'm running, nothing. Service provider will not see anything, right?